So let's talk about fishing again. Back around the release of Island Living, we got a patch that made significant changes to the fishing skill for all players who own the base game. Island Living also gives some new types of fishing that are kind of neat, and I'd like to share a bit about them as well. We will look at how the changes to the skill made it better and why, so here we go. The fishing skill had this thing going on where it was the skill with the least amount of unlocks of any other. After around level 7, there were no unlocks at all, just level up messages. They rounded things out with the features we'll discuss here. While we won't linger on Island Living very long, fish traps are a new thing for players who own it that automatically catch fish for you. Your initial cap will be 2, but it rises to 4 midway through and then 6 at level 10. They can catch a lot and will definitely pad your income. In one haul, I got 3 treasures and 12 fish totaling 150 kilos. Crazy. You can bait these just like with fishing, and we'll get into bait very shortly as it's changed pretty dramatically. You will need to live in Solani to really use these traps. Set them or bait them and walk away. They can be placed in shallow water, like where a sim would get their feet wet, or mid-level where you snorkel, or deep water where you scuba dive, and the variety of fish they catch is influenced by the location of the trap. According to the code, it takes anywhere from 40 to 48 hours to reach the full state, though at times they can be done much sooner. You can use visuals and sound to tell if they've caught anything. They can fail to at times and they'll automatically unset. They can be harvested at half full if you want, but you may as well let them work. Examine water has also been improved and its level requirement has been dropped to level 3. Instead of giving the generic bait clues, it will straight up tell you of a certain type of fish that are caught at that spot. The flavor text for these is a good bit more varied, so it's made Examine a bit more useful. Information gained from Examine water will help to fill out the notebook. It's worth me telling you that this can fail, and when it does, it doesn't tell you that. It just does nothing, so be aware it's something left out, not a bug. I guess that's still a bug, but... Sims can now fish from canoes, and I can confirm they function as mobile fishing spots. You'll catch different types based on the water you're in, deep or shallow. I think the deep water may be craftier fish, but regardless, it adds some nice variety. I don't know this yet, but I'm not sure if you can catch all the fish from Island Living without using a canoe, as deep water would be inaccessible from the shore. However, there are fishing spots on the natural island that likely have the types of fish that you need to complete the collection. So fishing was a very solitary activity, but Sims can now be asked to join in fishing, and a high-level Sim can mentor others in the skill, which is very nice. Gaining a relationship while passing on knowledge is a realistic feature, and we're playing a live Sim. Now, it's still fairly antisocial, as you can't have a chat while fishing, which I wish they would have made possible, but it's an improvement anyway. Another big change is the way bait works, and you need to understand how fishing was to get the appeal of it. Before this patch, fishing was kind of a mess, especially if you wanted to attempt to live off it. It still is in some ways, but I'll get to that. Even flawed, I liked it fairly well, but it was just so random. You could go an extremely long time waiting for a rare catch, and this even happened with uncommon fish. Yes, these are meant to be a little rare, but there was a problem with it. Bait didn't really do much to ensure you get the type of fish you're looking for. So you have little goldfish and gummy guppies somehow nibbling on the catfish you used as bait. It was kind of ridiculous. Yes, I am going by the assumption a sim is sticking a whole catfish on the hook because the way it works tells me so. Bait only raised your sim's effective fishing level, which is also boosted by being in a positive mood so that you know where the whole idea comes from. It's your actual level plus any boosts. So there was our problem with random numbers. No boost to specific types of fish, just skill level. No way to shift the odds in your favor in a big way. Well, the new patch addresses the RNG problems directly with sweeping changes to fishing spots and how they work in relation to bait. Now, bait increases the odds of specific fish biting for you. It's not dramatic, but it's enough. I believe it still gives you a boost to effective skill level. Also, in at least a few cases, bait will reduce the odds of catching fish that don't have business eating that type of bait, so it also shifts it in the direction you want in that way. So go get those frogs and catch yourself a wolf eel. You'll find that many fish actually have a couple bait that work for them these days. It's even better if you use the mermaid's aquatic lure on your canoe or a fishing spot. It'll glow for several hours. This means anyone who fishes there gets a boost to their effective skill level. You will fish as though you were 2 levels higher. Yes, your level 10 sim can go far beyond that with bait, a good mood, and this aquatic lure. Your level 4 fisherman can fish like a level 10 for a time with all those combined. Only problem is you don't have the next ability until you really get there. Angle for big catch is an awesome feature, but it's a little buggy. It gives you a notification that you can use it at level 9, but this will confuse you. It doesn't actually appear as an option until level 10, at least right now. I need to change one line. They'll probably fix this. It's really easy to fix. You just click the fishing spot you're using, pick it instead of the normal fishing interaction, and voila, you're using the bonuses this brings. Angle for big catch actually increases your odds of getting rare fish. With something so great, why would you ever use the normal fishing interaction again? Well, if you use this, it eliminates certain types of small fish from the pool. Your sim will just not catch them. They're off the list of possibilities pretty much. The only reason you would use the regular interaction once you get this is if you're looking for some normal fish to round out your collection or for bait. And it has a new animation as well, however strange it may be. It's clear to me the developers added this in an effort to smooth out high-level fishing's income, because they also actually dropped the value of certain fish such as a sturgeon. But you'll get a lot more rares more frequently, and this will also help with inventory management issues we will discuss later. Sims can also share tips to give each other XP and notebook entries. Other Sims can give your Sim tips by talking to them, but they need to have a high-level fishing skill, I think. This kind of excludes most NPCs, and if you have access to your own high-level Sim, then you're able to use their notebook. Unfortunately, you'll only make use of this rarely, I think, but it's cool that it is there for people who play multiple households, as in a new family, you could ask one of your own Sims for advice on fishing. All of these changes make the notebook a little more useful, but still not perfect, as it will be reflecting what you used to catch what fish and be more accurate in that way. I think they made this little change I didn't notice before, where the notebook has its own tab on the phone. A nice decision on their part if it's really new. It makes it stand out a bit more for new players. Over a dozen new fish are in the pack, from endangered bluefin tuna and the golden mahi-mahi to swordfish, clownfish, and leopard sharks. If your sim is a child of the ocean, you may want to release them. You gain a reputation boost with Get Famous from doing so, or a feel-good moodlet for being kind to nature. For fish like the golden mahi-mahi, you may actually take a hit with other sims if you keep it. Thankfully, choosing to release a fish doesn't hurt your ability to collect. It counts as you having found it, so they thought of that. Catching an invasive species will increase the environment score, releasing certain fish, catching seaweed and treasure because you're removing litter from the ocean. Although I'm not on board some kind of hate kick just because I gave Island Living a lukewarm review, I do have to bring up Sims 4's Play School inventory system in relation to living off fishing. It's frustrating to do long term, and at the best, what you can do is maybe fish at similar spots and get rid of stacks instead of doing different types one at a time. It's hardly worth dragging the fish that are worth 20 simoleons. It would be really nice of the developers if they would fix this and make it possible to check off a bunch of stuff and sell it all at once, or even make the spacebar confirm that yes, I do want to sell these so I can drag these things one at a time faster. Heck, a vendor you can sell to would be nice, or the ability to move all fish at once to a storage container. They know about this, as they did fix it for gardening with the mass sell feature. At this point, anything would help, please. But see, sometimes things are legitimate problems and nearly undeniable to people who have played other games, and I can't help that. But it's there, and it's a very real problem. Inventory management in this game sucks. Fight me. Anyway, overall, a lot of great changes for fishing that brought it up to par with other skills. I suppose it was a natural choice for the devs, but they did a nice job here. It would be nice to multitask like fishing, like talk to people, because fishing is a lot of sitting and standing around. However, this is good enough for now, and free improvements to Sims is always something I'll like. They pulled this off much better when compared to the gardening changes they brought with Seasons. I'm happy. Share my video if you liked it. It's a huge help because there are still thousands of people who don't even know I have a channel but do visit my sites. My throat's been giving me trouble tonight, so I'm sorry for that. Thanks for listening to me ramble for over 5 minutes about fishing. I hope you learned a couple things, and let me know in the comments what you thought, as I can always use the feedback seriously. Even with dozens of videos under my belt, I'm still a bit green to this whole YouTube thing, but I hope you're noticing improvements. Let me know, and thanks for watching.